with a meticulous evocation of time and place, remarkable characterization and character development, and a virtuoso display of stylistic language. M.T. Anderson has, in the magnificent conclusion to his epic saga of Octavian Nothing, transformed history into a story that also invites us to think critically about the present. And in so doing, he has forever afterward altered the landscape of the young adult novel. I am delighted to present a 2009 Boston Globe Hornbook Honor Award for Fiction and Poetry to The Astonishing Life of Octavian Nothing, Traitor to the Nation, Volume 2, The Kingdom on the Waves, published by Candlewick Press, edited by Liz Bicknell, written by M.T. Anderson.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank the Boston Globe Hornbook Award judges for their generosity, and I would also like to thank those instrumental in the creation and success of this book, my girlfriend Nicole, my friends and colleagues at the Vermont College of the Fine Arts, and of course the staff at Candlewick Press. Thank you all. On a summer's day in 2002, sitting on some rocks that jutted out over an obscure lake in Canada, I opened a book of Revolutionary War history and began to read. I had a strong sense that my next project was going to take place during the Siege of Boston. 6 years later, on a cold winter day, I turned in my final changes on the final draft of the second book of Octavian's story. My editor and I celebrated with hard cider. She needed it. For those 6 years, I lived with this boy, Octavian Nothing, as a presence in my head. I knew who he was almost immediately, and after that, everything I read, all the battlefield histories and the epistolary novels and the Greek myths, I tried to read through his eyes. I tried to feel what he would have felt as he read the history of his own time. I'm not one of those writers who says that their characters talk to them. I'm almost always aware that my characters are constructions and that it is my job to throw bricks at them. In this case, however, after 6 years of thinking and feeling like Octavian for hours of each day, he became a spectral presence in my thought. And so I've discovered, since I finished working on these books, that I miss him. It's corny, but true. I've tricked myself. I feel like he really was a historical personage. I feel like I should be able to find copies of his violin sonatas if I just rummage through enough junk shops. One night last winter, my girlfriend and I were making a chicken pot pie. As we cooked, we were listening to some Baroque trio sonata. And I suddenly realized, Octavian would love this. I really want to invite Octavian over for chicken pot pie. I mean, the poor guy could really use a break, you know? Anyway, I will miss this project, and who knows if I will ever try anything like it again. I would like to close just with a quick word about the Boston Globe Hornbook winner, Terry Pratchett. I read The Color of Magic when I was 10 or 11. I got it as a selection from the Fantasy and Science Fiction Book Club, and I loved it. I still recall the sorrow of reaching that last paragraph, a tracking shot that pulls back and leaves the characters behind as we view the whole flat world. I didn't want to leave those characters behind. When I was done, I sat there for some time on the grass behind the junior high, staring into the trees, thinking of what I'd just read. That, I believe, is my greatest aspiration as a writer for children, to someday write something that captures a kid's imagination as fully as books like Mr. Pratchett's caught mine, compelled me so powerfully that now, 30 years later, almost 30 years later, thinking back on that moment of contact, I can dimly see, through adulthood's gray days and empty nights, a faint shimmer, the color of magic. Thank you.